What is going on, Washington fans? So I am solo tonight. Haven't been solo on a stream in a little while, so it feels a little weird. Let's get to the comments real quick. I'm gonna shout out a couple of people here. Talking sports with Landon one. I see a Giants fan in here. Quarantine and chill says the coaching staff sucks. It's hard to disagree with you, man. It really is. It's hard to disagree with you on that. King Sean 32, what's going on? Kid XT, exactly. The coaching staff is the reason why we're losing. There's a lot of reasons why we're losing. There's a lot of reasons why we're losing. And coaching staff is a part of it. The coaching staff, in my opinion, has been disappointing so far. Has it been an upgrade from last year? Yeah, it has. I mean, it's a low bar being compared. Jack Del Rio being compared to Greg Minuski. I mean, he's clearly better than Greg Minuski, but anybody should be better than Greg Minuski unless you're the defensive coordinator for the Cowboys. What's his name? Mike Nolan. He's probably the worst defensive coordinator in the history of the NFL. Him and Greg Minuski. Alex Smith. Shout out to Alex Smith, man. He said, "See me on the cover moving." Yeah, man. I got you on the thumbnail moving pretty fast. You have surprised me, Alex. You have surprised me. You played pretty well in these past two games. The Giants game, you led us back 23 to lose ultimately 23-20, but you played particularly well in that Giants game, brought us back. And then the Lions game, you brought us back again. You didn't throw a touchdown in that Lions game, which was pretty odd and funny, for you to throw 300 yards and not throw a touchdown. But of course, you didn't throw an interception this game, which was better than the Giants game. But you're looking pretty mobile for a guy that had a compound fracture or had the broken tibula and fibula and had 18 surgeries. You're moving very, very quickly for somebody who almost lost their life. So shout out to Alex Smith. You are tougher than a $1 steak, like Jim Harbaugh said. Or was it I think Jim Harbaugh said that. Quarantine and Show said Alex Smith makes the offense respectable. Yes, he does. I mean, he's played particularly well. He's played kind of well. And I know the big question this week, the talk of the town has been, can Alex Smith be the future franchise quarterback or be the week one starter next year? He could. Do I particularly want to see that happen? I wouldn't mind it, but we definitely have to draft a quarterback. I think we should draft a quarterback in the first round for sure. I don't think we should draft anything other unless it's a left tackle, unless it's Penny Sewell out of Oregon. That's the only other guy I want to draft. I don't want to draft a wide receiver in the first round. I don't want to draft the linebacker Michael Parsons. We need either a quarterback, or a linebacker. Those are the only two positions I would take in the first round right now because we need a left tackle. And if you did not know, Jaron Christian is on injured reserve. He was placed on injured reserve. Morgan Moses was at left tackle at the end of the Lions game in that last 2-minute drill. He was at left tackle. David Sharp was at right tackle, and David Sharp was not so good at right tackle. So we really are lacking at the left tackle position. We really need to – I don't know if we're going to go after Donald Penn. I think we only have 3 active tackles on the roster right now with David Sharp, Cornelius Lucas, who's banged up, and Morgan Moses, of course. And then we have I think we have a tackle on the practice squad as well. So we definitely should try to bring in a tackle to bring some depth in at the tackle position. Nikhil Sasole said, "What's up, guys? What's going on, man? Christian Sordo, what's up, man? The offense has played better with Kyle Allen and Alex Smith. True or false?" Yeah, that's true. I mean, Dwayne Haskins, he's developing and he's learning the game, and he didn't play very well in those first 4 games. His stats weren't terrible, but you look at the eye test, he didn't pass the eye test at all. He threw a couple interceptions at bad times, staring down receivers against the Browns, and the offense is moving down. Now, granted, yes, Dwayne Haskins did play against better defenses. The Ravens defense is a top 10 defense. The Browns defense isn't bad. They have Myles Garrett. They have some playmakers on that defense, Denzel Ward. And the Eagles defense isn't trash. I'll give the Eagles that. Their defense isn't trash. Carson Wentz has been awful, but you got to respect the Eagles defense. They have Brandon Graham. They have Javon Hargrave. They have Fletcher Cox. And they have Darius Slay. So the Eagles defense is better than the Lions defense. It's better than the Cowboys defense, and it's better than it's not. I wouldn't say they're better than the Giants defense, but they're basically neck and neck with the Giants, really, with defensively. So the Eagles might have the slight edge defensively over the Giants, but you got to admit, I mean, they have played an easier schedule. Dwayne Haskins did play the tougher part of the schedule, and Alex and Kyle Allen did play the easier part of the schedule. Now, yes, they have played better. There's no denying that. They look a lot more comfortable in the offense, and they both honestly look a little bit more mobile than Dwayne Haskins. Even Alex Smith looks a little bit more mobile than Dwayne Haskins, you know, in the pocket. He's moving around and making guys miss somehow, some way. And he actually scrambled a little bit for I think Alex Smith scrambled like 5 yards one time, which was a little surprising there. But yeah, they are a huge upgrade. I mean, guys like Cam Sims are getting open now. They're able to get more touches, get more opportunities because Alex Smith just, you know, he looks more comfortable with the offense. He's throwing the ball down the field and getting the ball downfield. You know, he's making the check down passes that Dwayne Haskins was missing. You know, he was missing some check downs to J.D. McKissick. He was missing some check downs to Antonio Gibson as well. So, and Alex Smith is the check down Charlie. He's making those plays. And Alex Smith is actually throwing the football down the field. He's actually becoming somewhat of a gunslinger out there. I know, granted, we've been down by 20 and 2 scores, and the defense are backing off since they're up by so much. But Alex Smith, he's playing well. He has been an upgrade. He has been. I think out of all the quarterbacks, he might be the best one so far. Kyle Allen wasn't bad though. He wasn't bad. He's just Kyle Allen is Colt McCoy. That's what he is. He's Colt McCoy. He's like Jay Gruden and Colt McCoy is to Ronald Rivera and Kyle Allen. Basically, they're the same. They're a lot of similarities. Of course, Kyle Allen, you know, gets hurt just like Colt McCoy always got hurt. They're both bubble boys, and they're not scared to make plays. And they both can kind of run. You know, Kyle Allen's actually a little fast. Colt McCoy can run a little bit too. Kyle Allen's a little bit faster. And Kyle Allen's not scared to take deep shots. He's not. HTTR445, what's going on, man? He said, what pick y'all think we get? And I have bets on 4 to 8 range. It depends on the Bengals game. If we lose to the Bengals, then we're going to lose to the Cowboys, and I don't really see us winning another game, honestly. Maybe I have a weird feeling we're going to beat the Niners because the Niners they're kind of plateauing and they're just going downhill. Nick Mullins is their quarterback. George Kittle will be out for the game when we play the Niners. I just have a really weird feeling. You call me crazy, but I have a weird feeling that we have a good chance to win against the Niners. I don't know about this game against the Bengals. I got a feeling. I got a feeling we're going to lose against the Bengals. If we lose to the Bengals, then I don't really see us beating the Cowboys on Thursday on Thanksgiving because you got to look at the momentum, and we just always start down. We're always shooting ourselves in the foot. So I'm not confident in us to win any games, to be honest with you right now. Just to keep it 100. C Money Filler, what's up, man? What's going on, man? What's up, man? King Sean, what's up, man? Alvaro Figueroa, what's up, man? What's going on? Protect Sports, make sure you guys sub up Protect Sports. He said, yo, shout out to Protect. Make sure you guys sub him up. He is a Washington football YouTuber. Joanne Pelser, what's going on? What's up, man? Andrew Oliveros, make sure you guys sub him up. He is a Washington football YouTuber as well. He said, what's up, my man? Sub up my man, Ed, hashtag ACTWFT. Timmy Sedwell said Joey Burrow is going to hang 30 plus on him. Hey, I would not be surprised. I mean, you look at our pass defense. Even though our pass defense is still ranked first, our pass defense is still ranked first in yardage. We're only giving up 194.7 yards per game. And a lot of the stats are a little misleading because, you know, teams get ahead and they just start running the football. Like the Ravens, they ran the football a lot. The Rams, you know, they didn't really pass the ball. The weather was bad that game. Who else? We did a good job against the Giants with Daniel Jones. That the first game we lost, he only had like 112 or 119 yards passing. Carson Wentz, we did a pretty good job against him. Andy Dalton and Ben DiNucci, they were awful. So they didn't get many yards at all, and their whole offense didn't get many yards. And what other games did we play? The Browns game, Baker Mayfield didn't really throw the ball. Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt were running the football for the majority of the game. So some of the stats are misleading, but I'll give it some credit. I think our pass defense has vastly improved from last year. But you look at what Matt Stafford did last week without Kenny Galladay and threw the ball down to Marvin Hall. And if DeShazer Everett, if he's out, which most likely, unfortunately, he's going to be out, you know who's going to be starting that free safety. There's going to be Troy Apke, who is just trashy, who's awful. And Quintez Cephas for the Lions could have scored on the roughing the passer. Matt Stafford missed that throw to Quintez Cephas. Quintez Cephas was behind the defense and really could have scored with, 10 seconds left? Could have been an easy touchdown. That was inexcusable. I think that was Troy Apke's fault on that one. Kendall Fuller got lost in the sauce as well. So pass defense did not look good. Ronald Darby's been pretty decent, though. I like how Ronald Darby's been playing. But that was Kendall Fuller's first underwhelming game where he got beat by Marvin Hall on a double move. But Joey Burrow, man, he's really good, man. The only thing is, Joe Burrow, he's been sacked 32 times this year. So, you know, we keep looking at our defensive line. Our defensive line has to step up and take advantage of that. You know, the Bengals have a makeshift offensive line. They have a couple injuries on the offensive line. Like I said, they've given up 32 sacks. Their offensive line is ranked 31st in the league with giving up 32 sacks. So Joey Burrow, he is vulnerable to getting sacked. So Chase Young's got to get back there. Montez Sweat's got to get back there. They got to live up to the hype. Ryan Kerrigan too. They got to live up to the hype. They got to get back there. King Sean says we're gonna get blown out by Joe B. I don't think we're gonna get blown out. They're one. I think we're actually a 1.5 favorite. Vegas is favoring us by 1.5 in at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. No fans in these stands. Christian Sports Talk says don't say the coaching staff. Jack Del Rio's defensive play caller mostly. That's a fact. Ron is doing a great job, and that's a debatable statement, Chris. That's a debatable statement. So you're saying Jack Del Rio is the problem? You said don't say the coaching staff, say Jack Del Rio's defensive play calling mostly. Both sides have been pretty sorry, in my opinion. Have been underwhelming. Scott Turner has been bad at points with the ridiculous reverse call on that first drive. That was awful. That was terrible. I don't know what he was thinking. He was getting too cute. And then after that, when we lost 10 yards, or 5 yards, whatever it was, 3rd and 13, we have Alex Smith drop back when we're in field goal range. And of course, he gets sacked where he probably should have just did a screen pass or run the ball or something like that. So just terrible play calling by Scott Turner right there. Really shot ourselves in the foot. That basically was like a turnover right there. It was really bad play calling by Scott. Alex, he's part of the problem too with getting sacked on that play, but it was just a silly play call by Scott Turner. Inexcusable right there. But Jack Del Rio, his play call has been pretty darn bad too. It has been. We're not bringing the house enough, and then sometimes we bring the house on the wrong plays. I remember it was 2nd and 22 for the Lions, and they throw a screen pass to DeAndre Swift, and next thing you know, he scampers up for about 30 yards and gets the first down. It was inexcusable, really inexcusable, really ridiculous, man, really ridiculous. Yeah, so yeah, Trashkey really might be starting on Sunday. So he really might be starting on Sunday. Let me see some more comments here. Tate Edwards, what's up, man? What's going on, man? He says, Thomas Rice, what's going on, man? He said, what's good at what you think about us trying to get Zach Wilson in the draft? I haven't watched much of Zach Wilson yet, but I know he's very mobile. He's a smart quarterback, so I got to watch a little bit more of him. But we'll definitely get to draft talk soon. I don't want to. We are really looking at the draft, but I won't. I'm not going to talk draft probably until after the Thanksgiving game. If we do lose to the Cowboys, then yes, sir, it is time to do a lot of evaluating, a lot of scouting of every quarterback in the draft. Kyle Trask, all those guys. Even though I would rather us get Justin Fields, just my opinion. I know it's a Ohio State quarterback. I know everybody's down on Ohio State quarterbacks. But the difference between Justin Fields and Dwayne Haskins is Justin Fields runs a 4.3 40. That's what they said, and the mobility of Justin Fields it adds a whole different dynamic and a whole different element to his game. And Ronald Rivera, he just wants a mobile quarterback. You can just see it. You can just tell he wants a mobile quarterback. He doesn't want a pocket passing quarterback. That's what he wants. Kevin Harvick fan 04. He said, "What do you think about us keeping Washington football team as our permanent name?" I'm just tired of the name stuff, honestly, to be honest with you. I'm fed up. I just want to see some wins. I don't really care. I mean, Red Wolves, I'm a Red Wolves guy. I'd rather see us just change the name to the Red Wolves. But honestly, I'm not caught up in the name as much anymore as I was. I'm kind of over it. They've taken so long to make a decision, and I know because of the trademarks and the copyright issues, but now I'm just fine. I don't really care anymore. If they want to keep a Washington football team, I know it's a generic Madden created player or created team, generic, terrible name. I know it's not a good look, and we will be the laughing stock of the league. But if we win games and that's our name, then we won't be the laughing stock of the league anymore. So I'm just more worried about wins right now. That's all I'm worried. I'm worried about winning football games right now. That's my biggest concern right now. Extra Squall, thank you for the donation, for the first donation of the night. He said, which quarterback do you think we should draft this year? Similar to Thomas Wright's question. Like I said, I don't want to think about the draft. I mean, even though we are almost in draft mode, we really are. Realistically, we are in draft mode. And I looked at the NFL draft order. We are the 3rd team in the draft order. So if the draft ended today, we would be picking 3rd, which is pretty darn good. But you're going to miss out. If we're 3rd, the first team was who was first? Oh, of course, the Jets. I don't know why I was blaming them. Of course, the Jets are just trash. The Jets might go 0-16. The Jacksonville Jaguars, they only have 1 win, so they're going second. Both of those teams are picking quarterbacks. So, of course, Trevor Lawrence is going to the Jets. I think Justin Fields is the second best quarterback in the class, so he would go to the Jaguars. And then after that, you have Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Trask, and some other guys, Kyle Trask, and some other guys. So honestly, I really want Justin Fields, but if you end up with Trey Lance, I would be happy too. I like Trey Lance. I like him too. I like his speed. I like his mobility. He's a running quarterback. I know he went to North Dakota State. Carson Wentz went there too. He's been fine in the league. Carson Wentz has been trash this year. So I would be fine with Trey Lance. I'd be fine with Trey Lance. The thing is do you really trust this coaching staff to develop a quarterback? I don't really trust this coaching staff to develop a quarterback. I don't trust this fan base to be patient with a quarterback. I don't trust this regime or this team to be patient with a quarterback. Whoever you pick, you're gonna have to be patient with them. Then I don't. Trevor Lawrence might come out, gunslinging and whatnot, but for the majority of the guys, I even think Justin Fields is going to take him some time to develop, and that's normal. It's normal. Not every rookie is going to come out gunslinging, throwing 30 touchdowns and 15 picks. It doesn't work like that. Some guys are going to come out throwing 17 touchdowns and 15 picks, and they still could look like a franchise guy. So, I like Justin Fields. That's just why I personally like Justin Fields. I personally like him. But like I said, I know everybody hates Ohio State quarterbacks right now, and I know they're not. The way they play in college is not great for the NFL. It doesn't transition well to the NFL. But I like Justin Fields a lot. I do. I like him a lot, and I think he would be good here. But like I said, I don't know if I trust this coaching staff to develop a quarterback. I really don't. I don't know if I do. On the warpath, what's up, man? You got to get an offensive line. You got to get receivers and everything to surround him and make him better. I don't. Like I said, I don't know if I can trust this coaching staff to really put a young quarterback in a good situation to be successful. On the warpath, he is an elite channel member. Make sure you guys sub him up. Check out his channel. He is a Washington football content creator as well. Make sure you guys sub him up. He is a funny guy. He is funny as all know. He always calls in the 980, and he always has some good jokes. Something, man. I'm telling you, he has some interesting stuff to say. I mean, this guy is an encyclopedia. He knows all the stats, all the facts about a Washington football team. I'm telling you. He says, beat the Bengals. And I'm not going to talk trash. I'm not talking trash anymore because I made the mistake, man. I was, talking trash about the Giants and talking trash about the Eagles. What would be the Eagles? But, talking trash with the Lions a little bit, talking about fire Matt Patricia. And next thing you know, we lose to the Lions. Next thing you know, we get swept by Danny Jones. I can't even call him what I usually call him because we keep losing to him. He owns us right now. What is he, 1-17 against the rest of the league, and he's beating up on us? I mean, it's just terrible. We're losing it. It's inexcusable we lost to the Giants. I'm still pissed off. We lost to the Giants twice. That's inexcusable. And that's the reason why, I'm talking, I put in the title grading the coaching staff. We will go over that. I do want to grade some of the coaches so far. We are 2-7, so it's been 9 games already. We're already over the half mark way of the season. So, we can give Ron Rivera a grade. I would like to hear you guys' grades. You guys can put your grades for Ron Rivera, Riverboat Ron, so far through the first 9 games of the season. If you want to put your comment and chime in, definitely you can. Jack Del Rio will grade Scott Turner. Some of the quarterback coaches as well, the defensive coaches. We'll just grade everybody. And do you feel optimistic about our future? With this new regime. Prod M says, can you suit up over Trashkey this Sunday and play free safety this Sunday? Hey, I might just play just as good as Trashkey or Trapkey. I would just stay all the way back and not let anybody get behind me, honestly. That's what you really got to do. And I know it's easier said than done, but Trashkey, man, he's always going to lets no-name guys get behind him. He lets, not bums, but Quintez Cephas ran right past this man in the clutch time. Jalen Rager and no-name guys running past him, for touchdowns and 50-yard Christian Kirk and guys like that from the Cardinals running past Troy Apke for big yardage, man. And that's a big reason why I'm not confident with us going into this Bengals game. And the Bengals have good receivers. They have T. Higgins, they have Tyler Boyd, they have A.J. Green. That's a big concern, especially with having Troy Apke back there. If DeShazier Everett's not ready to go, it could be a long day. It could be a very long day for the Washington football team. Tate Edwards said, if you agree at me in the comments, Bengals W, Cowboys W, Hawks L, Steelers L, 49ers W, Panthers W, Eagles W, 79 first NFTs. Tate, you're very optimistic. You are very optimistic, man. You're very optimistic, man. I can see a few wins. They could definitely surprise me and win a few games. And 6-10 could definitely win this division. And it seems like it's so hard to do 6-10. You know, that's the crazy thing about it. You know, but the Bengals game is a winnable game. You know, I'm going to be honest. You know, I hate to say it, but it's a winnable game, and I've gotten my hopes up. I really thought we were gonna. I thought we had a really good chance to beat the Lions. I thought we were going to beat the Giants. I was pretty confident in us beating the Giants, but of course we laid an egg and turned the football over 5 times, and we can't stop the run. We're not stopping the run well, and that's one of the most aggravating things that we're not stopping the run. You know, we're supposed to be a team to be able to stop the run and get some pressure on the quarterbacks, and we're not even doing that right now. We're not even doing that right now. So that's one of the most disappointing things right now. That a lot of that's on Jack Del Rio too. I know the personnel, the linebackers aren't playing well, but the defensive linemen, John Allen, Deron, they got to step up too, man. We keep letting guys gash us in the run game. Guys, you know, not even Saquon Barkley. Alfred Morris was balling on us. You know, Adrian Peterson had a couple good runs. DeAndre Swift had a good game. We keep letting guys run up the middle, man, up the gaps and killing us. So if we can't stop the run, we can't run the football ourselves. You know, we're losing in 2 big categories. We're terrible in running the football, and we're really bad at stopping the run. So we're just doing loser things. King Sean 32 says, please don't take me back to the London game against the Bengals after Dustin Hopkins. Yeah, I remember that. We tied in London against the Bengals. We really should have won that game. And that game came back to haunt us because we finished up the season 8-7-1 with a winning record, and we ended up not making the playoffs. If we were 9-7 or 10-6, then yeah, we definitely would have been in the playoffs. So that really kills us. Dustin Hopkins, he's got to go, man. He's got to go. We got to bring a different kicker in. We have a kicker on the practice squad. We got to bring him up. Ronald Rivera, I don't know why he's been so loyal to Dustin Hopkins. You know, he's benched a lot of other guys, but he's been really loyal to Dustin Hopkins. Dustin Hopkins got to go, man. He's been terrible. He's missed a kick in every game almost, I think. He's missed extra points. He's missed 30-something yard field goals. Missed a 43-yarder in a dome with no win. The what really stung was that Dustin Hopkins missed easy kicks, and Matt Prater for the Lions comes out of nowhere and makes a 60-yard field goal like it's nothing. That really stung, and Dustin's got to go. Kyle Allen, what's going on, man? Hope you have a speedy recovery. Shout out to Kyle Allen, man. He wasn't bad at all. Zion says, vote Terry McLaurin to the Pro Bowl. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We definitely got to do that. We definitely got to vote Terry McLaurin into the Pro Bowl. We're going to Fields best. I would say I really think, like I said, I think Justin Fields fits his best. I really like his running style. You can say Zach Wilson too. You can really say Zach Wilson too. They're both mobile quarterbacks. They got good arms. Justin Fields he has pretty good accuracy. I like his accuracy, but like I said, it's easy. It's easy to make those throws when you're playing for Ohio State. So that's the only thing. But I do like Justin Fields. I do, and I know a lot of people hate Ohio State quarterbacks, but I think Justin Fields is a really good quarterback. Don Jones said Penny Sewell if he's there, we can get him. We're cursed with first round quarterback. Yeah, we've been really bad with first round quarterbacks, and I think the organization is somewhat to blame about that. I don't think we do a good job of developing our quarterbacks at all. I don't think we do. I think we give up on our quarterbacks pretty easily. And the coaching staff, we changed coordinators. We always switch up coordinators. Jason Campbell had multiple offensive coordinators. Now, Dwayne Haskins had a rookie coordinator with Scott Turner. Not making excuses, but we don't really have a good environment for young quarterbacks. We're not patient with quarterbacks. We're just not. We're not patient with quarterbacks. You know, unfortunately, RG3 had the devastating injuries, and then when he came back, him and the coaches didn't really get along. So that was a bad story. It was a bad story right there. D Blocker says no. Start Jeremy Reeves. I would start anybody but Troy Apke. If you have to move Kendall Fuller into free safety instead of Troy Apke, I would rather see Kendall Fuller at the cornerback position. But we gotta do anybody but Troy Apke because I just don't trust him at all. He's a liability in coverage, and everybody gets past him. Quintez Cephas ran right by this man. It was terrible. Kyle Pitts, yeah, I would, but he's a first round pick, so he might be a top 15 pick. So for us, I wouldn't pick Kyle Pitts that high because we have other needs. We need a tight end bad, but we need a quarterback. We need a left tackle. Jaron Christian's on IR. David Sharp is starting at right tackle. Morgan Moses is starting at left tackle. So we are struggling at the tackle position really bad. really badly. We're struggling at the tackle position. Let me get some secret stuff. Um, let's see. Sean Moore. He says, "Do you think Cornelius Lucas will play and hold the position for a trash shark?" uh, I'm not gonna call David Sharp trash yet. I'm not gonna call him trash yet because he didn't look good. He did not look good in that game against the Lions. When he did come in, you could tell there was clearly a drop off. He didn't look good in the game. He did not. But Cornelius Lucas, I'm hoping that he plays. I don't know his status right now, but he did not play in practice today. So I'm concerned about that. I am concerned because Morgan Moses is now going to have to play left tackle if Cornelius Lucas doesn't play, and David Sharp didn't look good out there. You know, Alex Smith got hit one time. He got rid of the ball before he got hit, but you can see Alex Smith was not happy at all. David Sharp is clearly a drop off. Shout out to Maria Oliver. She said, "Hi, what's going on, Mom?" She said, "Always look forward to your analysis." She's an elite channel member. Shout out to her. Shout out to my aunt as well. Says great analysis. She's an elite channel member as well. Shout out to them. Shout out to them. Tone Jaw or Fancy says 2-16 against the rest of the league and 4-0 against us. Yeah, Daniel, Daniel beats everybody and loses. He beats us and loses to everybody else. They finally beat the Eagles for once. They lost to the Eagles like 6 times in a row. We lost to the Eagles a couple times in a row, but before we lost to the Eagles like 6 times or 5 times in a row, I remember we dominated the Eagles. We swept the Eagles with Kirk Cousins that one year. RG3, we beat up on the Eagles. So we owned the Eagles for a little while before they started whooping up on us. And when Carson Wentz rookie year, we swept the Eagles too. So it goes back and forth. I have some confidence that we'll beat the Eagles when we play them in Week 17. I do. I got a feeling that Jalen Hurts will be playing in that game. Even if Carson Wentz plays, Carson Wentz has been awful this year. So I got a feeling we can definitely beat the Eagles in Week 17 for sure. JB Hardy, shout out to him. He's a channel member. What's going on, man? What's up, man? What's going on? Gene Leroy. So Kyle Allen says Ron Rivera B-, Jack Del Rio B+, Scott Turner is C. So I'll start off with my grades for Ron Rivera right now. I'm gonna give my opinion on Ron Rivera, how he's been so far through the first 9 games of the season. Ron Rivera, he's been pretty iffy, to say the least. Mixed messages here and there, and we had he had the cancer diagnosis, and now he finished up his treatments, but Jerome Rivera hasn't been good. I mean, you are what your record says you are. You're 2-7. You start out the season saying that this is a developmental season. Then you change into win now mode, and you bench Dwayne Haskins. And then when you say you're in win now mode, your only win is against the Cowboys with Andy Dalton and Ben DiNucci and the worst running football defense in the game and the worst defense in NFL history. So you got blown out against the Rams. You lose to the Giants twice, which is inexcusable. You go for 2 when you could have kicked the extra point and went into overtime. That was an awful decision. Hanging on to Dustin Hopkins. Once again, the mixed messages, not calling timeouts in the Browns game and in the Cardinals game, that loser mentality. And then when you don't call timeouts, you say that you don't want players to get injured, and then you run a running play, which players could have got injured on a running play as well and not taking a knee. If you're talking about guys not getting injured, Ron Rivera, he's been underwhelming so far. You hung on to Scott Turner, a rookie offensive coordinator, and he hasn't really panned out so much. Instead of trying your best to hold on to Kevin O'Connell, and I know people said Kevin O'Connell might have, wanted to go to LA, which I don't blame Kevin O'Connell for wanting to go to Los Angeles with Sean McVay and win football games with Jared Goff and Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee and Jalen Ramsey. So I don't blame Kevin O'Connell for leaving, but at all costs, Ron Rivera should have tried to keep Kevin O'Connell. But It is what it is. And Ron Rivera really one of his Panthers guys. You know, and I know a lot of coaches they always want to bring in the guys that they want, their Panthers guys that they're comfortable with, family members, Scott Turner's son. I mean North Turner's son. So Ron's been underwhelming, man. He hasn't really handled press conferences well either. I do think the DC media is definitely getting to him for sure. And I don't know what he thought he was getting into, but you got to know what you signed up for. Coming to DC is a tough job, man. You got to handle things that are not about football, and it's not easy for him. I know we had the name change and the Dan Snyder speculations and allegations, all that stuff, the sexual allegations. So Ron's been through a lot, but he's been pretty underwhelming so far. He's been pretty, and the leaks too, the leaks about Dwayne Haskins coming out. It's the same old stuff, same kind of Mike Shanahan stuff, same kind of Jay Gruden kind of stuff, man. Honestly, it really has been. You know, with the leaks, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed, in my opinion. Nothing has changed. It's been still. It still hasn't been good. I don't want to put lipstick on a pig, and I'm not going to lie to you. Ron Rivera has been underwhelming so far, and I like Ron Rivera, but it's been underwhelming. I'm gonna keep it 100. You know, like I said, you say you're in win now mode, and you can't be the Giants at least once. You can't be the Giants once. Come on now, getting swept by the Giants, that was inexcusable. It really was. You got slow starts, coming out flat. Every game we're down 20-0. Every game we're down 70-0. It's looking bad so far. But I really think he can get better. I think we'll improve. This is his first year. He hasn't brought in the players that he really wants. You know, he's done a lot of 1-year deals. Logan Thomas, Ronald Darby 1-year deal. Logan Thomas is on a 2-year deal. But he's got a lot of 1-year deals going on. And then now we'll get to Scott Turner. We'll get to Scott Turner. You know, my grade on Scott Turner so far. Ron. After that Giants game, I gave him a D plus, F minus, because that was a terrible decision to go for 2. The play call for going for 2 was really bad too. All of it was just inexcusable. It was really bad. I give Ron like a C minus right now, maybe D plus right now. Like I said, your record says what you are, and losing to the Giants twice is inexcusable. Once again, I keep saying it, but you know, it's inexcusable. We'll transition to Scott Turner. I see some people want Eric Bieniemy. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that. I wouldn't fire Ron though. I don't think Ron's been bad to the point where you fire a coach. Like I said, I look at quarterbacks and coaches the same way. I don't want to fire a coach after 1 year. And I don't want to give up on a first-round quarterback after 1 year. That's just how I feel about it. You know, unless you really find somebody else that is better in the draft. But Scott Turner, he's been underwhelming so far. He's a rookie offensive coordinator. So you got to give him some time. But you got to look at the decision that went with that. Like I said, you know, if they could have kept Kevin O'Connell, they should have kept Kevin O'Connell. But like I said, it is what it is. Scott Turner, play calling's been bad. You look at the numbers, our rushing defense has been trash. It's been really bad. Our rushing defense is putrid. Putrid. We are ranked 30th in the league. We have 91.9 yards per game rushing. We cannot run the ball at all. We can't even run the ball on bad teams. The Lions' rushing defense was ranked like 29th in the league. We couldn't even run the ball on the Lions. That really upset me. It really upset me. We couldn't run the football on the Lions. We weren't even productive running the football against the Lions. The only good game we had running the football was against the Cowboys, and that's it. Every game we're down, so I'm not going to, Scott Turner is not 100% his fault because we always start off down, but there's some play calling with silly reverses and getting too cute. Plays like that kill us. It's almost like a turnover. That Lions game, that first drive, you cannot call plays like that. We were marching down the field, and he killed our momentum by getting too cute. Hasn't been able to establish a run game. I know he wants to use our wide receivers. Our running backs as wide receivers. That hasn't even been explosive, to be honest with you. Jaden McKissick is getting going. You know, he's got going a little bit. Antonio Gibson, I haven't really seen him go off in the passing game yet. I haven't seen any big plays from Antonio Gibson yet in the passing game. I've seen like some 5-yard. I think the biggest run from Antonio Gibson in the passing game was the fumble against the Giants. That was probably the biggest chunk play from Antonio Gibson from a run play. I mean, from a catch play out of the backfield. You know, and you let go of Adrian Peterson. I wasn't a big fan of that. I understand why, because you want to go younger. It is what it is. But this team definitely could have used Adrian Peterson. I feel like we would have won 1 or 2 more games. If we could have established some type of run game, maybe he could have gave us 2 more wins. Who knows? Who knows? So Scott Turner right now, I give him a C. I agree with you, Kyle Allen. I give Scott Turner a C. He has not been able to adjust to the young players, but now it's starting to get better. Now it's starting to get better with Alex Smith, and I get the argument that Alex Smith said I will resub. Dan Snyder's in the house. What's going on, Dan Snyder? What's going on? I see some Antonio Gibson debate in here down south. Yeah, I don't care for Scott Turner either. I don't. I know he's a rookie coordinator. I'm not the biggest fan of the guy. Like I said, he makes silly decisions, silly reverse plays and stuff like that. We don't have time for that. You can't establish a run game. Doesn't want to run the football. So I'm not a big fan of Scott Turner, to be honest with you. Shamar Dozer's in the chat. I see you. Shamar, you're a Bulls fan, aren't you? You're a Bulls. The Bulls had the worst NBA draft in the history of the NBA draft. King Sean said the Ravens game. What happened in the Ravens game? We got walloped in the Ravens game. We lost by 14 or something like that. But we didn't get blown out by the Ravens, but they definitely controlled the game for sure. They controlled the game for sure. Nathan DB Sports says Scott Turner's there. Yeah, he's bad, but like I said, he's a rookie coordinator. He's a rookie coordinator, so you got to give him some time. But he's been bad. He's been bad. There's no defending Scott Turner. You cannot put lipstick on a pig. And he's been bad. He's been pretty bad. And the numbers speak for itself. The running game is trash. It's all been bad with Scott Turner. Now, he has improved over the last few games. But at the same time, you got to look at the opponent. The Lions defense is bottom 10, bottom 5 in pass defense and run defense. The Cowboys defense was trash. So we did take advantage of that. And the Giants pass defense is okay, but they're beatable in the pass. And we did take advantage of that. But once again, down by 20 coming back. Every game was like that. Zion said Scott Turner is a rookie as compared to the Ryan Leaf. I don't think he's that bad. Big Simple, what's going on, man? Shout out to Big Simple. Make sure you guys sub him up. He is a Washington football content creator. Shout out to him. Now I will get to Jack Del Rio. I'm a Jack Del Rio fan. I'm a huge Jack Del Rio fan. I know sometimes he can get caught up on Twitter. He can get caught up in political debates on Twitter. And I stay away from that stuff on here. I don't get into politics. But Jack Del Rio has no hesitation talking about politics on Twitter. He has no hesitation going back and forth with fans. Jack Del Rio has no hesitation going back with anybody on Twitter or anything. He will always talk back and forth. He will always get in battles and trash talking and all that stuff. But Jack's been kind of disappointing too. And I'm a huge Jack. Out of all 3 coaches, honestly, I like Jack Del Rio the most. I like Jack Del Rio more than Ron Rivera, to be honest with you. I really do so far. And the way that Jack Del Rio has handled interviews, he's done a way better job of handling interviews than what's his name, Ron Rivera. He's done a lot better. At least Jack Del Rio is more of a straight shooter, and he hasn't lied to the media. Ron Rivera, once again, he said he had Dwayne Haskins back, and the next thing you know, he said he was going to bench him. And Ron Rivera said there was a cutoff point for Dwayne. I remember the reporters asked Ron Rivera, remember, do you have a cutoff point for Kyle Allen? And Ron Rivera, I guess he forgot his answer or he must have lied. And then Ron Rivera answered the question saying, I didn't have a cutoff point with Dwayne Haskins. That's a lie. That's not truthful. So Ron Rivera's had a lot of mixed messages. He's just tripped over himself a lot with the media. And I think Jack Del Rio has done a lot better with the media. And I think Jack Del Rio probably has been the best coach out of all 3 of them. And that's not saying much because Jack Del Rio has been underwhelming so far as well. The AZ Sports Fan, what's going on, man? Make sure you guys sub him. He is a Cardinals YouTuber. He is part of Fan to Fan Network. Make sure you guys check out Fan to Fan Network. We are both on there. He says, are you watching Thursday Night Football? Yeah, it's a good game. It's going to be a good game, man. D-Hop, man, that was a crazy catch by D-Hop. And that Hail Murray, as they call it, the Hail Murray pass, that was a crazy, crazy catch right there. I really wish we would have traded for DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know how you guys stole from the Texans with Bill O'Brien and got that steal in that trade for DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, wow, you guys had the steal of the year trading for DeAndre Hopkins. That was a hell of a game too. Wow, you guys getting DeAndre Hopkins. Kyler Murray looks really good. He could somewhat be in the running for MVP. I don't know if he's a top five. I don't know if he's top five in the running for MVP, but man, Jack Del Rio. I mean, not Jack Del Rio. Kyler Murray looks good, man. He looks really, really good. He looks really good. Somebody did ask about Cam Sims. Okay, Nathan Wildman, Steven Taylor, Jack Del Rio has been disappointing. You know, I mean, look. Did you watch the Lions game, Steve? Steve, come on, man. Did you watch that Lions game? The Lions game, he was bad, man. It was bad. You know, um, what's his name? Marvin Jones Jr. ran freely down for a touchdown. They had three long bombs in that game, at least two or three long bombs for a touchdown. And don't get me wrong, Matthew Stafford is good. He's good, but the Lions lit us up, man. They lit us up. And Danny didn't really light us up per se, but he found Austin Mack ran freely wide open. We've let some guys run pretty wide open, man. And I know some of it's on the players. Like I said, Apke is terrible and letting guys run behind them. But man, like it's been underwhelming. You know, I think we do need to blitz a little bit more. The front four hasn't been getting there. You said that's not his fault. Well, look, the pressure hasn't been getting there. You got to dial up something, and this game will be telling against Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow's been sacked 32 times this year, and that's terrible. So if we don't get at least 4 sacks against the Bengals, it's a disappointment. It is, you know. Now, Steve, like I said, Jack Del Rio, at all 3 coaches, I think he's been the best at all 3. Scott Turner has been awful. Ron Rivera has been bad. Clock management has been terrible. In-game decision making has been terrible by Ron Rivera. You know, a lot of questionable decisions by Ron Rivera. Like I said, not taking the timeouts in the beginning of the season, going for 2 when you should have kicked an extra point. In-game quiz for Dwayne Haskins. A lot of questionable things by Ron Rivera. That's why I say Jack Del Rio, out of all 3 coaches, in my opinion, Jack Del Rio has been the best one out of all 3. But at the same time, that doesn't mean he's been good. Jack Del Rio, he's gotten us better. And like I said, we've been way better than Greg Minuski. But Jack Del Rio, the only time we really had dominant pressure was against the Cowboys. You look at their offensive line. Their offensive line was decimated. You look at the Eagles' offensive line. Their offensive line was decimated. A lot of injuries. So we really haven't gotten consistent pressure, dominating pressure like we really should. Now, like I said, Jack Del Rio hasn't been terrible. Jack Del Rio gets the best grade out of me out of all 3 coaches. I gave Ron a C-, D+, and I think Scott Turner gets about a D+ or C-, about that too. And I think Jack gets a C+. But when guys are running freely, you're not getting consistent pressure. Matthew Stafford is comfortable in the pocket, getting the ball out, and we're not able to get off the field. You know, there have been some spots, you know, and you look at Jack. Jack called that soft defense, allowing Matt Stafford to get in field goal range. Now, some of that is on Chase Young with the roughing the passer, but you got to know better, man. You got to know situational football. And like I said, that screen pass against Washington, the 2nd and 22, it was bad, you know. And I know that, you know, the defense hasn't been in the best situations in the beginning of the season with Dwayne Haskins throwing interceptions and the turnovers on punts and whatnot. And, you know, our defense was put in terrible situations against the Browns, against the Ravens, and those first couple of games. But the defense has not been able to get off the field in some big moments for us. They have not. They just haven't. Christian Sordo says offense has picked it up the last few games though under the backups. Yeah, they have. They have. I mean, Cam Sims is playing really well. Somebody asked me about Cam Sims. I want to get back to the question about Cam Sims right now. Would I kill for Joe Judge? Joe Judge is okay, but I think you're overhyped. I think Giants fans are overhyped, and I think you guys are right now on a honeymoon, you know, because you beat the Eagles. Don't get too hyped because you just beat the Eagles. Eagles are not a good team. If you beat anybody in the NFC East, don't get too hyped. We're not good. You know, compare the NFC East to the NFC West. The winner of the NFC East would be the worst team in the NFC West right now. So look at it that way. Look at some other divisions. The top of the NFC least would be at the bottom of other divisions. You look at the AFC North with the Ravens and the Steelers and the Browns. I know the Bengals are bad, but we would be at the bottom of those divisions. So Giants fans, all I'll say to you guys, I know you guys beat us twice, but don't get too hyped just because you beat the Eagles. We beat the Eagles as well. Eagles are not a good football team by any means. Carson Wentz has regressed. He looks bad. He looks awful. They should have lost to the Cowboys. Without Andy Dalton, with Ben DiNucci, the Eagles should have lost to the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football. Eagles are terrible. But I'll talk to some guys. I'll talk about some guys that have played well and have impressed me so far. Cam Sims, yeah, Joe Judge has played. He's been pretty good. He's been pretty good. Now I know he got in a fight with that offensive line coach the other day, so I don't know who won the fight, but I know who got fired. But I'll give you guys some credit. Joe Judge has been good. He's been good. He's been better than Ron Rivera. I'll be 100. You know, Joe Judge beat Ron Rivera twice. He did. He beat us twice. You know, he outcoached Ron Rivera twice. You know, he had his team more prepared. They didn't fumble the ball 3 times, and they didn't turn over the football 5 times. You got to win the turnover battle. So Joe Judge has been better than Ron Rivera. I'll admit that. That's a fact. I don't think anybody can argue against that, to be honest with you. Beast Mode 2.0 says, I know we are just not good enough yet. And that's sad to say because we can switch up schemes and plays and still play average. We just have to stay patient and wait till Ron builds the team. Yeah, that's true. I mean, this offseason is huge. You know, we got to get a quarterback. We got to get a left tackle. We got to get a linebacker. We got to get rid of John Bostic. We got to get some other guys in there. We got to get another tight end. There's so many holes on this team. It's ridiculous. You know, we are going to have cap space. I don't know what we're going to do with Alex Smith, but if we do release him, that's $14 million freed up in cap space. Like I said, we need a left tackle badly, and we need some. I think we need a left guard. There's a lot of holes on this defense. We need a free safety. We need a lot. We need a lot on this team, man. There's a lot of holes on this team. So it starts from the top down. We need a quarterback first. So the first round, I would draft a quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. We have to get a quarterback. We have to get a quarterback, and then we have to find a left tackle after that. Quarterback, left tackle, and then linebacker in that order. And then we got to get a safety badly. We got to get a tight end as well. Tall guy 804 says we do. We need a real general manager. I like Ron Rivera, but him making every decision about players and the personnel, we need a real GM. We do need a real general manager. I think Daniel Snyder failed in that department. We definitely should have got a real GM together. I don't know if it was going to be Louis Riddick or whoever was going to be the GM, but when we signed Ron Rivera, we should have got the GM. We should have got the general manager first and then hired Ron Rivera. They should have brought in at the same time. That's what good organizations do. But of course, we don't do things the right way. Let's see. Somebody said something about Cam Sims. Cam Sims has played well, man. He's played really well. Isaiah Wright has played well. Terry McLaurin's a beast. Make sure you vote for Terry McLaurin for the Pro Bowl. Logan Thomas has played better. Those are some guys that have played better, in my opinion. Alex Smith has motivated the guys to play better. And the passing game looks better. Like, once again, we start off down. So the defenses, they do ease up a little bit. They do call the dogs off. I'm not going to say they sit back and prevent defense, but they do call the dogs off a little bit. And we do come back. And I'm not going to take anything away from Alex Smith, but he's played well, man. He's played really well. He's brought the troops back from being down by double digits 2 weeks in a row. High Speed 30 says Antonio Gibson is not a legit running back. He's a third down back. Just ask yourself, besides Washington, what team will Gibson start for? 100-yard game versus bum Cowboys. Hey, man, I like Gibson too, but I have my skeptical. I'm a little skeptical on Antonio Gibson too. I think he's still raw. He's still really, really raw. And he's still learning. His vision is off. His running back vision is off. I was just thinking to myself, and I know Darius Geis is long gone. I don't know if he's going to go to jail or whatever, but Darius Geis is a lot better. He's a lot better. He's a way better running back than Antonio Gibson. In my opinion, I think Darius Geis is a way better running back. Pure running back, I think Geis is just a lot better. But like I said, Geis is gone, so there's no reason for me to even bring him up. But Darius, guys, he's just a better runner than Antonio Gibson. And Antonio Gibson is a tough runner. He breaks tackles. He runs hard. He gives effort. He's shifty. He's strong as an ox. He makes guys miss. He's really good at pro. He's rated really high in Pro Football Focus. I think somebody rated him as a top 10 rookie. He's really good, but when you watch him play, there's some plays where it's like, man, yeah, he definitely missed this hole. Could have taken it a different way or something. But and then the fumble, he's fumbled twice this year. You can tell he's the way he's carrying the football, running high, but he's getting better. He's getting better each game. But you definitely see some flaws in this game. And he's raw. He's an experiment somewhat. He played a lot of wide receiver in college for Memphis. He only had 33 carries in his college career. Only 33 carries. So he has a lot to learn. But he has good size. He's strong as a mug. He's strong as an ox. So I mean, got to give the guy some time. But man, there's some times where it's like, man, he definitely needs to improve. But like I said, he's a rookie. He's been good. He's been solid so far. He's been solid. I think he's been solid. But you can tell there's a lot for him to learn. He's really raw. He's basically an experiment, in my opinion. Alexander Wilson, but he was a good pick in the third round. I think he's a good pick. I think he's a solid pick. Alexander Wilson, thank you for the donation. Shout out to my guy. He says, I'll never forget a story came out over the summer that Rivers was overwhelmed with the harassments, name change, and the BS drama with Dan. Oh, you're talking about Rivera. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame him for being overwhelmed. That's a lot, man. You're dealing with a name change, the harassment stuff, and all that stuff. That's a lot, man. And you don't have a general manager because the thing is, Dan Snyder wasn't the guy going out there and answer the questions. Ronald Rivera was the guy that was always out there answering the questions from the media, all the hard questions, all the tough questions about the name and the harassment, when Dan Snyder should be the one stepping up and answering those tough questions, So it wasn't fair to Ron Rivera. We didn't have a general manager, like say, I know Bruce Allen was trash, but at least, Dan Snyder would throw out Bruce Allen to take all the hits and answer all the questions, or he would throw out Doug Williams. But Ron Rivera was the guy answering those questions all summer, man, especially dealing with a pandemic as well. You can tell it was overwhelming. It did weigh on Ron, and then for him to be, have cancer too, all the stuff, it was a lot of stuff on him. Him being a head coach of a team that was just 3-13, and you're talking about everything but football. You're talking about everything but football. So you can tell, yeah, it definitely was overwhelming for Ron Rivera. Barrett Downing, thank you for the donation, man. He says, keep up with the good content, brother. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you guys for tuning in and being sub to the channel, man. This has been a rough season. It's been a toxic year. This year has been very toxic. This has been one of the most toxic seasons. King Sean said, don't ever talk about Bruce Allen. This has been one of the most toxic seasons ever. And, everybody's mad because we're losing and we have quarterback controversy. Everybody has their own opinion on what's going on with the quarterback situation. Everybody's just in agreeing with each other and the coaching staff. So it's been rough this year. It has. It's been rough. But like I said, you just gotta. The future is looking kind of bright. If we can find a quarterback in the first round next year and develop him and see what happens. We got some pieces. We got Terry McLaurin, we got Chase Young, we got Montez Sweat, Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen. They just got to keep playing at a high level and play up to their expectations, and we should be fine. NFC least. I don't think the NFC least is going to be good next year either. So who knows what could happen this year or even next year? Who knows? Christian Sordo, Antonio Gibson would start with the Eagles. No, Miles Sanders would start over him. The Chiefs, he wouldn't start with the Chiefs. Clyde Edwards-Helaire would start for the Chiefs as well. He says if it weren't for their backs. But yeah, I mean, you can't really say if it weren't for their backs because they're there. I mean, Miles Sanders is a good running back. He's definitely better than Antonio Gibson for sure. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, he's probably better than Antonio Gibson too because they're just more pure running backs. They just know what to do with the football. They're just more pure running backs. And I think Antonio Gibson's going to get there, but you can just tell. You can tell there's a lot to learn for Antonio Gibson, and that's normal for a rookie. But like I said, he only had 33 carries in college, so I mean, it's time for him to learn. He's got a lot of learning to do, and the best way you can learn is by playing. That's just my opinion. I think you learn the best from playing. I don't think you learn your best. I don't think you can learn the best from sitting on the bench. I think you learn from playing football instead of watching. So that's how I feel. But I like Antonio Gibson. Like I said, he's rated very highly in Pro Football Focus in a lot of categories. He's broken a lot of tackles. His yards per carry is pretty good. He has some good numbers. He has some good statistics. He only has 100-yard game, so that's disappointing. And that's not all on him. Some of it is on Scott Turner. Some of it is on the play calling and the slow starts. So not everything is on Antonio Gibson. So I'm not gonna go in too hard on Antonio Gibson. I like what I've seen from him. I like what I've seen from Antonio Gibson. Alex Smith says, imagine Bruce brought me in and now I'm starting versus the 49ers, the team that drafted me number 1 overall. Yeah, you're right. Hey, look, that's an interesting stat. So, what's his name? Joe Burrow is the number 1 pick. There's a 15-year difference between you guys. So, Alex Smith, you were the first pick 15 years ago. Joe Burrow is the first pick now. So that just shows how old Alex Smith is, and that's very interesting. It really is. It's very intriguing stuff here. Alex Smith, the number 1 overall pick back in what was it, 2002, maybe 2001 or something like that, or 2003, or 16 years ago. So that's interesting stuff. It's interesting stuff. 2 former number 1 pick quarterbacks going up against each other. This will be a good matchup. It really will be. Washington, we are 1.5-point favorites by Vegas, so we'll see what happens, man. I wouldn't be surprised if we win this game. I really won't be. I won't be surprised if we win this game. Oh, we got 2 Alex Smiths in here. There's 1 Alex Smith right here. Is that? Oh, we got 2 Alex Smiths. Will the real Alex Smith stand up? Which one is it? Will the real Alex Smith stand up? James Panda said I don't see it. I don't. Yeah, you said if Dak goes back. I don't think Dak's going back though. I don't think Dak's going back. High speed 30, yeah, high speed. You're really going in on Antonio Gibson. He says y'all are delusional to think Gibson is a legit real natural running back. He averages 48 yards a game. Like I said, I agree with you. I don't think he's a natural running back. I think he's an experiment. He's developing. Like I said, he only had 33 carries in college. But I like Gibson. I don't dislike Gibson. I like Gibson, but I just prefer a natural running back. That's just my opinion. That's my opinion on it. I'd rather see somebody like a Darius Geis. Like I said, Darius Geis is long gone, but I'd rather see somebody with that skill set. That's just my opinion. I'd rather see somebody with that skill set at the running back position. If I had to have a choice, it would be somebody like that. I guess we'll get some score predictions, guys. What's your score predictions for the game, and what's your keys to victory for the game, guys? I want to hear that from you guys. I am going to make my prediction video tomorrow. King Sean said we're going to lose. Wow, King Sean, you said we're going to lose. Beast Mode 2.0. Big boy diehard fan Walker. He's a channel member as well. He said another nightmare weekend is coming. Hey, don't make it a nightmare. Just lower your expectations. Lower your expectations. See, the thing is, you don't want to get your hopes up. Don't get your hopes up. Just when you're watching the game, you just want to see improvement. You want to see what Chase Young can do. Is Chase Young going to get back there and get a sack? If he doesn't get a sack, is he at least going to get some pressures? Is he going to make some quarterback hits? Is he going to impact the game at all? Just to make sure Chase Young doesn't have any roughing the passer penalties, because they will call it on you if you are late on Joe Burrow. I feel like the refs like Joe Burrow, so Chase Young has to be very disciplined in this game. Very disciplined. Same thing with Montez Sweat. There's been a lot of neutral infractions by Montez Sweat and some offsides by Chase Young. They got to cut that out. I don't know if that's on Jack Del Rio with coaching them up, but they got to stop with the neutral zone infractions and the jumping off sides. Joe Burrow, he's really good at the hard count. He's really good at getting guys off sides. He's done a great job with that. There's no crowd noise. So, they have to do better at that. And that's what I want to see. I just want to see improvement. I want to see Jonathan Allen stop the run. I want to see Deron Payne stop the run. I'm tired of us getting gashed up the middle. If Joe Mixon plays, don't be surprised if Joe Mixon goes for 100 yards. The way we let Alfred Morris go off for 61 yards, Wayne Gallman go off, DeAndre Swift had a heck of a day. The way we let running backs just run up the middle and go up the gaps has been inexcusable. Inexcusable. So I just want to see. I want to see improvement from them. I want to see improvement from them. HCTR 45. He said we're hating on y'all hating on our best offensive rookie. This fan base can just hate on everything. Hey, I'm not hating. Like I said, I like Gibson. I do. I like it. But when you watch the games, you just kind of see I don't know. I like Gibson a lot. I think he's really good though. I think he's really good. So I'm not gonna hate on Gibson. A lot of people are hating on Chase Young, and that's sickening. This is how people are. People were hating on Chase Young after the game against the Lions, and Chase Young's been pretty darn good so far. 3.5 sacks is not bad. Is it what we want to see from Chase Young? Yeah, we want to see Chase Young have more sacks. Everybody wants to see him with 10 sacks already, but it doesn't work like that. Khalil Mack only had 5.5 sacks this rookie year. So I hate when people hate on Chase Young already. I hate it. And everybody's gonna be like, oh, you should have drafted Tua. You should have drafted Justin Herbert. You don't know how they're gonna turn out. Justin Herbert could still be bad after this year. He can regress. Look at Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield had a good rookie year, but Baker Mayfield, he regressed his second year. So, and Tua Tagovailoa, he's been good, but Tua played terribly in that first win. He didn't do anything to win that game. He didn't do anything to win that game. Yeah, Tua hasn't done in my opinion. Tua's been okay, but he hasn't done much to like. He hasn't lit the world on fire. People act like Tua Tagovailoa lit the world on fire. That first game where they beat the who the Miami beat. They blew somebody out, and Tua didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. He just didn't turn the football over. So the fans are gonna always look for some negative thing to look at. They're always gonna look at we should have did this. Hindsight is 2020. They're always gonna be like, oh, we should have drafted Tua. We should have drafted Justin Herbert. Chase Young can lit the world on fire. These games are for the taking. Like I said, the Bengals offensive line is a makeshift offensive line. I'm not gonna sleep on the Bengals offensive line, but like I said, the Bengals have given up 32 sacks so far this year. That's a lot of sacks. It's a lot of sacks in 9 games. Steven Taylor, Tua's been good. Don't get me wrong, but has Tua really lit the world on fire for you to be like, oh, we shouldn't have taken Chase Young? I don't think he's been that good. You tell me. Christian sort of said, simply. Tua's been solid. Don't get me wrong, he's been solid, but he hasn't lit the world on fire by any means. He really hasn't. He really hasn't. But he's been solid. He got sports. What's going on, man? Make sure you guys sub up. Make sure you guys sub up. He got sports, man. He does Washington football content. He does Wizards content as well. Steven Taylor, I like Tua. Tua's been good. He's been good, but he's injury prone. That's one thing. And Tua, I would be honest. I keep it a buck. Steve, what did Tua do in that Rams game? I know he didn't turn over the football, but what did Tua do in that first game? He was really bad in that first game. He didn't do much. And like I said, he's a rookie. So I'm not expecting Tua to light the world on fire. Now Justin Herbert has been better out of the two guys. Justin Herbert, you can admit that, Steven. What's his name? Justin Herbert has been better out of the two for sure. I would get the argument about people saying, "Oh, we should have taken Justin Herbert over Chase Young," rather than the argument of, "Oh, let's take Tua over Chase Young," because Justin Herbert has played well. But look at Justin Herbert's record; they're 2-7. They're just like us. So, I like the Chase Young pick, and I get it. Quarterback is way, 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 way more important than defensive end. It is. So, but I get people's argument. But like I said, it's way too early to say that. It's way too early to be like, oh, we should have taken Tua over Chase, and oh, we should have taken Justin Herbert over Chase. It's way too early. It's way too early because, like I said, Chase Young can get better. Chase Young has missed. He's essentially missed 2 games. Because he was out for a long time with the Browns game. He was only there for the first quarter, and then he missed the whole Ravens game. So hold on. So Tajazi, I mean, this is a good conversation. He said, "And for the first time, I got to disagree with you here. Tua looked good against the Cardinals. That's saying, well, look. Tua, yeah, I didn't say Tua hasn't looked good at all. Tua looked good. He looked good. He looked good against the Cardinals. But like I said, the Rams game, he didn't do much. And I don't think he's lit the world on fire just yet. The Chargers game was okay. He only had 150 yards passing, so he hasn't lit the world on fire. I'm still pumping the brakes on the Tua hype. Personally, I haven't seen the hype yet. I haven't seen Justin Herbert. I have seen the hype. Justin Herbert he's as good as advertised. Justin Herbert is good. He's really Tua's good too, but he hasn't done much yet. That's all I'll say. Justin Herbert Justin Herbert has put at least 4 games together, 4 good games together. Tua hasn't done yet. Tua's had 1 good game so far, in my opinion. In my opinion, he's had 3 winning football games where he hasn't turned the football over, and he hasn't hurt his team. Like the Rams game, they beat the Rams. They blew out the Rams not because of Tua. They didn't win that game because Tua went off. They won that game because the Dolphins' defense was playing really well. Their special teams was playing well. They didn't win that game because of Tua Tagovailoa. They didn't. So we can go back to this argument in 2023. Let's come back to this in 2023. Let's see where Chase Young is in 2 years. Let's see where Tua Tagovailoa is in 2 years. Let's see where Justin Herbert is in 2 years. Like I said, Baker Mayfield had a heck of a rookie season, and he regressed his second year. There's guys who slump and fall off in their second years or their third years. Some guys have good rookie years. Some guys have bad rookie years, and they play really well in their second year. Chase Young could have 6 sacks this year, and then in 2021 he could have 12 sacks, and then we'll come back in this conversation. You'll be like, "Oh yeah, Chase Young is the real deal," and I still think Chase Young is the real deal. I still think he is. Alexander Wilson, thank you for the donation. He said Tua's QBR is 70, Haskins was 30 this year. I don't think it was that bad. Was it really that bad? Was it 30? I don't think it was 30. I don't think it was that bad. Yeah, there's no way. I don't think Haskins QBR was that bad. You might be right. You might actually be right though. Tua's like I said, Tua's played well. He's played well. He's been solid. He's been solid. Hasn't lit the world on fire, but he's been solid. Alex Smith said that we're on each other. Angel Oliveros, he says, I'm a bit disappointed in my classmate Jimmy Moore not doing as much on the field. Yeah, I mean, the whole secondary hasn't really been that great. So Jimmy Moore, he'll get better as we go along. He needs some more opportunities, but you know, he hasn't been that bad. There was some miscommunication in that Lions game with him and Kendall Fuller. They did have that miscommunication. That was a little disappointing right there on that touchdown to Marvin Jones. So that was one of the few bad plays that I did see from Jimmy Moore. That was disappointing. Redskin 007, thank you for the donation. You said, let's play bongos on them bungles. Alex Smith is going to light their tails up. Yeah, I mean, let's look at the numbers, man. The Bengals defense has been pretty underwhelming so far. Look at the numbers. The Bengals scoring defense is ranked 24th in the league. The Bengals give up 27.8 yards per game or points per game. They basically give up 30 points a game. So the Bengals defense has been underwhelming. They just got blown out by the Steelers. I mean, the Steelers are a good team, but the Bengals, they give up a lot of points. Their passing defense, they're ranked 26th in the league. They give up 265.1 yards per game. They have given up 32 sacks, so their offensive line is bad, and their rushing defense is pretty underwhelming as well. They're ranked 27th in rushing defense. They give up 133 yards per game on the ground. Can we finally take advantage of somebody's bad defense? You know, because we haven't been able to really take advantage of somebody's bad run defense. Oh man, that's really you? That's really you, Fist? You're a funny guy. I don't know if that's him. That might be you. That really might be him though. That really might be him though. Let's see. Yeah, this is a game where we can really take over. It is, but will we? We never do. We always find ways to give up points and start off down by 10. We always find ways to start off down by 20 points. We always find ways to start off down. Tornado 3Z said, "What's up, Ed? I'm a Giants fan, but love your channel, man. Shout out to you, man. Thank you, man. Even though you're a Giants fan, man. Shout out to you. Thank you for supporting the channel, man. I can't wait till we play you guys next year. I can't wait to play you guys next year and get you guys back. Because it's crazy that we lost y'all twice. I'm still mad about that, man. I really am. It's really ridiculous we lost you guys twice. I'm still pissed off about the going for 2 and not kicking an extra point. You know, I've tried to move on from it, but it still rubs me the wrong way. And then us coming out like, you know, Logan Thomas fumbling the ball. The fumble in the beginning of the game against you guys, where Gibson fumbled and Logan Thomas could have picked up the fumble and he like dives forward and misses the fumble where he could have just kicked it out of bounds. That game was really frustrating. To be down 20-3 against you guys at home, that was terrible. Shout out to Pedro Smith. Make sure you guys sub him up, man. He's a great Washington football YouTuber. He does Washington Wizards content as well. Shout out to the Wizards last night for the draft. I had a blast watching the draft. I hope you guys watched the draft. If you definitely did, I had a blast watching the NBA draft last night. I had fun watching it. Alexander Wilson, thank you for the donation once again. Shout out to Alexander Wilson. He says Diana Rossini said that Dan Snyder didn't want the team to draft a quarterback this year because he wanted to give Haskins every chance. Yeah, I mean that Haskins is his guy. That's his guy. I mean, he went to Bullis with Dan Snyder's son, and he's a local guy. And Dan Snyder's the one that wanted Dwayne Haskins. So I'm not surprised. I mean, Jay Gruden obviously didn't want Dwayne Haskins, and Kyle Smith didn't want Dwayne Haskins. That's the allegations. We don't know if that's true, but I think everybody knows that's true. And then Dan Snyder walked into the war room and made the call, and he drafted Dwayne Haskins at number 15. So, of course, he wanted to give his guy that chance. Tua was available, and Justin Herbert was available at number 2. So, could we have gotten those guys? Sure, we could have gotten those guys. But I'm not mad that we got Chase Young. I'm happy that we got Chase Young. I still like Chase Young. I know some people in the fan base are saying that we should have got Tua, we should have got Justin Herbert, or whoever, the quarterback, whatever quarterbacks were available at number 2 at the time. But like I said, that's hindsight 2020. Let's revisit that in 2 or 3 years. Let's revisit that in 2 years. Justin Herbert is really, really good. Right now, it's looking like, if I'm being honest, yes. If that's what you guys want me to say, then yes, maybe we should have gotten Justin Herbert. But like I said, I'm still happy that we got Chase Young. Especially with this defensive line that we have, I still think Chase Young can still be that generational talent, that generational player. I still think he can definitely be that guy. I still think he can be that guy for sure. He's dominated 2 games. He's dominated about 2 games. In high speed 30, you're right. Chase Young is playing well. He gets hurries. He's still learning. Like both Sweat and Young. Chase Young has 17 quarterback pressures. He leads rookies in quarterback pressures. He's the highest graded defensive rookie by Pro Football Focus. He's not getting home and getting the sacks, but he's still getting the pressures. He forced the interception on Daniel Jones in the first game, and he got a sack on Daniel Jones in the Giants game that we just played. Had a great game in the Eagles game. It had a solid game against the Cardinals, and I think he had another solid game against somebody else. But the Cowboys game, he had a solid game. He didn't have a sack against the Cowboys, but he was solid. And he forced Andy Dalton to throw a bad pass on a 4th and 1. So Courtney said, y'all are stupid for going to y'all's defense was shutting our offense down and y'all were moving the ball. Like I said, it was a terrible decision by Ron Rivera. It was bad. It was really bad. Shamar, let's not go there, man. Let's not go there, man. Aren't you a Bulls fan? You guys had the worst draft out of everybody. You drafted Patrick Williams at number 4. Come on now. Me 703 says Subhead. I seen Reuben Foster with a cast. Are you talking about Reuben Foster? Reuben Foster with a cast on his foot today on his IG store. Did he get another? I don't know. Reuben Foster's on injured reserve, so he's not able to play anyway this year. So if he got another surgery, that's tough, man. I mean, this guy has had a lot of surgeries as well. I mean, he just got feeling in his feet not too long ago in his toes. So I'm really wishing Reuben Foster a speedy recovery. I mean, I heard he was not the same guy in training camp. That's why he was put on injured reserve, because he didn't have that same burst and didn't have that same speed that he used to have. So he's lacking in that. So it's going to take some time to get back to the old Reuben Foster. The guy, he can still hit for sure. But yeah, I mean, I hope he didn't have another surgery. I hope he didn't. I heard Bryce Love still has soreness in his knee. So that's not good news at all. That's not good news at all. And I don't think Bryce Love is going to play at all this year. Bryce Love, I'm excited. I want to see him play. I finally want to see Bryce Love play, but it looks like his knee is just not getting better at all. CG Bully, thank you for the donation. He says, I am a 49ers fan. Appreciate your channel. Good luck and stuff against my team. Yeah, hey, thank you for the donation and thank you for checking me out, man. Even though you're a Niners fan, you're actually one of the few games that I feel somewhat confident about. And I like I said, the reason why is because I watched Nick Mullins play, and Nick Mullins is not good. Your backup is CJ Beathard to beat hard. He's not really good. George Kittle is out. Jordan Reed is good, but he's injury prone, so who knows if he'll be available to play against us. But I know you probably like Jordan Reed. Jordan Reed's made a couple good plays for you guys. So you let me know how Jordan Reed has been so far for you guys. Trent Williams, you got some former Washington football players. Trent Williams is good. He's a top 5 left tackle. So you got some former. You got Kyle Shanahan, a former Washington coach. So, but I actually think we can actually beat the Niners, and because you guys have so many injuries, I actually think we can actually beat you guys. Call me crazy, but I actually have a weird feeling we can beat you guys. I really do. A lot of injury. Jimmy G. I'm not really high. You tell me how you feel about Jimmy G. I want to hear your take on Jimmy G because he's an interesting quarterback. I know a lot of people some people like Jimmy G. Some people don't like Jimmy G. They think he's a game manager. They think they need another quarterback to be successful. The Niners could be in a quarterback market. They could be looking for Matt Stafford next year. They could be looking for Dak Prescott. They could be looking for a quarterback. They could be in the quarterback market if they really are not high on Jimmy G, because it looks like Jimmy G has regressed this year. I know he got benched in one game. And we do play you guys later on in the year. So that should be a good matchup. I have a weird feeling that we have a chance to beat you guys. DeMarco Williams said, "Yo, it's just me and DeMarco Williams. I was just playing. You're a funny guy. You sounded just like him, too. That's something that he would definitely say, too. That's something that he would say." Kenny Man Fitness is one of the few guys that said if the draft was today, I'd still take Chase Young. Defense travels. Yes, I agree, man. I would still. It's a tough one. It's because we need a quarterback bad. We need a quarterback bad, but I probably still take Chase. I probably still take Chase Young. I still believe in Chase Young. I still believe in Chase Young. I do. Like I said, let's revisit this in 2 to 3 years, and then we can really talk about it. We can really talk about it because, like I said, people say I'm hating on Tua. I'm not hating on Tua. Tua is really good. He's good, but it's only been 3 games, and Tua has only made a huge impact in one of those 3 games. Because, like I said, the first game that Tua played in Tua didn't do much. He didn't do much, but he did enough to win. He did enough to win. Alexander Wilson, the rumors of John Wall being traded for Westbrook. Thoughts? If it was John Wall straight up for Russell Westbrook, I got to take the deal. I got to take if it's one player for one player, and I'm a John Wall fan. I love John Wall. John Wall's done a lot for the city. He's done a lot for this team. I mean, John Wall's taken to the playoffs numerous times. He was third team All NBA, All Star, multiple times. He could just never get us over the second round hump, and I don't think Russell Westbrook would get us past the second round either. But I think it is a little bit time to really switch it up and start something new. And Russell Westbrook, he's better than John Wall right now. He is. You don't know what you're going to get from John Wall. He came off the Achilles injury, the foot injury where he slipped in his house. I don't know if that's true or not. And I love John Wall, but Russell Westbrook right now, he's better than John Wall. He is. Not by much, but he's better. He is. Triple doubles. I know it's stat padding, but, Russell Westbrook, he's going to bring it every night. He's on 110. Russell Westbrook goes 110 miles an hour on the court all the time. He's going to rebound the ball. He's going to get assists. He's going to score. He's going to dunk on your head. All that. John Wall, he'll dunk on you too, but Russell Westbrook, man, he goes off. He does. He's better than John right now. He is, and I love John. But he's better than John right now. He is. Russell Westbrook with Bradley Beal. That would be an interesting combo. I don't know how that would mix, but in the East, Russell Westbrook has never played in the East. Russell Westbrook in the East would be very intriguing. Very intriguing. He would definitely get to the playoffs in the East for sure. Because he got to the playoffs in the West, being the best player on his team all the time with guys. When Kevin Durant left, Russell Westbrook always took his team to the playoffs. So if you see Russell Westbrook in the East with Bradley Beal, they're definitely going to the playoffs for sure. They're definitely going to the playoffs. It's just how far are they going to go in the playoffs? Are they going to get past the first round? Are they going to get past the second round? Zion, yes, I know Westbrook can't shoot. John Wall is not much of a shooter either, though. They're very similar. They're very similar. Both are not 3-point shooters. Both are very athletic. Both are very fast. Both are very speedy. Both can shake and make you dance and get to the bucket and all that. But right now, Russell Westbrook he's better than John Wall right now. Like I said, just because of the injury, we haven't seen John Wall play in 2 years. We haven't seen him play in 2 years. It's been a long time. Let's see. So let's get back to the Bengals game, guys. Let's get back to the Bengals game. So what we got to do to win, man? What we got to do to win? We got to stop turning over the football. We just got to stop turning the football over. Jacob Linhart is not a Wizards stream. Alex just asked me the question. You know I love DC sports. You know I love DC sports, and anything DC sports, even if it's the Nationals or Caps, I'll talk about it. But that's huge news. That's huge news. John Wall's not washed. Don't be disrespectful. Let's get back to the Bengals here. What we got to do to be the Bengals? I will be making my prediction video tomorrow, so I'm not gonna say my prediction video for tomorrow. But not John Wall. Tone Jaw said play 4 quarters. Play 4 quarters. We haven't done that this whole season. I haven't seen us put a full game together yet. And I don't know if it's on coaching. I don't know if it's on the players. I don't know who it's on. It's on everybody. It's on everybody. It's on everybody. I'm not gonna blame Scott Turner. I'm not gonna blame Ronald Rivera. Actually, you know what, I am. But at the same time, it's a collective unit. It's a collective unit. Everybody has to be better. From the players, from the coaches, from that first minute, the kickoff, anything. We just come out down by 10 points. We're always down by 10 points at the half. We're always down by 20 points at the half. We can't be the Jets if we come out down by 10 points. I don't care who we play. I don't care if we play a college team. I don't care who we play. I don't care if we play Appalachian State. We're always starting off down by 10 points. We're always starting off down by 20 points. We always have a fumble in the beginning of the game. We always have an interception in the beginning of the game. We always have a muffed punt in the beginning of the game. We always have a missed field goal by Dustin Hopkins in the beginning of the game. It's always something to shoot ourselves in the foot. We always have to shoot ourselves in the foot. We have to stop doing that. We have to. We have to stop doing that to ourselves. If we come out with a fast start and score on our first drive, the whole season we have not scored. We have not scored on our first drive, and they said that in the Lions game. We have not scored on our first drive. We haven't scored anything on the first drive. I remember even the Eagles game, we were down 17-0. We had to come back and win that game. So the only game that we started out with a lead was the Cowboys game, and they're the worst. They're the second worst team in the league right now. The Cowboys are the second worst team in the league, behind the Jets. So we gotta, as the Exarect said, get Terry McLaurin the ball. Yeah, we have to get Terry McLaurin the football. We have to. Shamar, yeah, we would beat the Jets, but barely. Barely, we would beat the Jets. The way we start out slow, if we start out the way we start with fumbling the ball, that's how Hopkins missing kicks, then yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we lost to the Jets if we came out playing the way that we have. And if we play the way we did against you guys with the Giants and had 5 turnovers and the way Joe Flacco was lighting up the Patriots, I wouldn't be surprised if we lost to the Jets the way that we played and turned the football over. So I wouldn't be surprised. I can't sit up in here and say confidently that we would just take over against the Jets. I can't. If we turn the football over all the time, I can't say that. So we have to stop with the slow starts. We have to stop with the slow starts. We got to win the turnover battle. Like I said, Joe Burrow has been sacked 32 times, so we have to get back to Joe Burrow. We have to make him uncomfortable. We cannot let him sit back there and be comfortable. We cannot. We can't let that happen. Because Joe Burrow will pick us apart. He will. They have T. Higgins. They have Tyler Boyd. They have A.J. Green. They have good players. Somebody said that Joe Mixon is out for the next 2 weeks. I have not seen that report, but if he is out, that's a huge help. But once again, we've let running backs run all over us before. So I can't get too hyped if Joe Mixon's not playing because we've let Alfred Morris and DeAndre Swift run all over us. So I'm not going to get too happy if Joe Mixon's not playing. Sam Kilgore 10 said we just got to keep Joe inside the pocket. He's best when the play breaks down. So, guys, I'm gonna get off here pretty soon. Johnny Vargas said, "My friend birthday combo. Shout out, please. Shout out to Combo, man. Have a happy birthday, man. Happy G Day, man. Enjoy yourself, man. Enjoy yourself. Have a good time, man. You. I wish many more years to you, man. Happy birthday, happy G Day, man. Happy birthday to you. So I want to get you guys. I want to hear you guys' prediction for the score for the game, and then I'm gonna head out. I'm not gonna give my prediction, but I just want to hear you guys' thoughts on the Bengals game. Do you guys think we're gonna win this game? I just want to hear from honest Washington fans. I know there's going to be some biased people in here that say we're going to blow the Bengals out, but I just want to get you guys a score prediction. What you guys think of what's going to happen in the game on Sunday? No games. Oh yes, Samaj P. Ryan. Told ya we are. uh, we are playing against Jay Gruden's guy. We are playing against Samaj P. Ryan. That is funny. That is funny. We are playing against Samaj P. Ryan. That is true. Jacob Linhart says tie 20. We did tie against the Bengals last time we played them in London, so that could happen. They already tied this year. They tied against the Eagles, so I wouldn't be surprised if a tie happened. I would not be surprised. Anytime. Leslie Jordan says 21-17 Washington football. I can see that happening. I can see that. Shamar, you said 44-7 Washington. Don't get my hopes up. Don't get my hopes up. Zeke said 31-20. I can see that happening too. I can see that. I think it's gonna be a high scoring game because both defenses. I'm not gonna say our defense is bad, but our defense has been pretty badly. We've given them some big chunk plays. We gave them some big chunk plays against the Lions. We gave some chunk plays to the Giants as well. We have not been able to stop the run at all. So I can't really say our defense is the dominant defense at all. Jack Del Rio had a really bad game against the Lions the other day. Yak Dog, I'm about to head off pretty soon, but he says, Yak Dog 24 says, Ed just got on. What's up with the O line? Yeah, the O line is scary right now, man. Jerron Christian was placed on injury reserve. Morgan Moses will be starting at left tackle most likely, or if Cornelius Lucas cannot go, and then David Sharp will be starting at right tackle. So right now, it's not looking too hot. It's not looking too hot for our offensive line. Now the Bengals' offensive line is pretty bad as well. So I'm really hoping that guys can step up. I'm really hoping David Sharp can step up in this game. If Cornelius Lucas can't go, I'm hoping Cornelius Lucas will be healthy enough to play. But if he can't go, then we're gonna have to rely on David Sharp. And then Morgan Moses is going to be playing left tackle. Morgan Moses usually plays right tackle, but Morgan Moses did a good job at left tackle against the Lions in that last couple of in the last 2 minutes. Now, if you look at the Bengals defense, they only have 11 sacks on a year. The Bengals only have 11 sacks, so they're ranked 27th in sacks. So their pass rush hasn't been really good. Their pass rush hasn't been really good. So I'm not really too fearful of the Bengals pass rush because it's been non-existent. They traded away Carlos Dunlap, and they've been looking for a pass rush. So the Bengals are not really. They don't have a dominant pass rush to speak of, to be honest with you. Big boy diehard fan Walker says 23-21, another nightmare. Yeah, you could be right. I got it. Yeah, I'm not gonna spoil my prediction. I'm gonna put my prediction in the video tomorrow that I'm posting, but. It's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be high scoring. I think we're going to score more than 21. They're going to score more than 23. It's going to be high scoring. It might get into the 30s. It's going to be a shootout because both defenses are giving a lot of points right now. So I think it's going to be a high scoring game. No Games Lofton says we need to start the game with a no huddle stance. LOL because we play better that way. Yeah, I like the up tempo offense. I do. I think Dwayne Haskins was good with the up tempo offense. I think Scott Turner is better with the up tempo offense as well. So we'll see. I mean, those first 15 scripted plays, that first drive, it might go that way. It could go that way. So we'll see. But all right, y'all, I'm gonna head out, man. Hope you guys have a great night. Enjoy the Seahawks versus Cardinals game. Oh, Lil Josh said Terry McLaurin stat prediction. I'm gonna go. The Bengals pass defense is bad, so McLaurin should have a good day. Him and Alex Smith have a decent connection too, so they have pretty good chemistry. Cam Sims should have a good day too. I got a feeling Cam Sims is gonna have a good day. Terry McLaurin, I'm gonna say 6 catches for 110 yards and 1 touchdown. I got Terry McLaurin having a really good game. I have Terry McLaurin having a really good game. I have Cam Sims having about 4 catches for 82 yards. 82 yards. 4 catches for 82 yards for Cam Sims and a touchdown. Big Simple 422, he says Washington football team 30 for 27. Leslie Jordan says Terry McLaurin has 10 catches and 2 touchdowns. How many yards, Leslie? So 2 touchdowns, 10 catches. That's a big day for Terry. If you are playing fantasy, make sure you guys pick him up. Oh, make sure you guys join the Washington Football Only group chat on Flick. I made that. I'm not doing a Flick Picks fantasy prize this week. I will be doing the prize next week for the Cowboys game on Thanksgiving. So stay tuned for that. I do give a cash prize for the Flick Pick winner. If you're at the top of the leaderboard, the link is down below in the description. So make sure you guys check that out. All right, you guys, I'm going to head out. Hail to the football team. Peace.